During Christmas dinner, my wife Lisa mockingly copied my stutter right in front of her entire family. I tried to smile through the embarrassment, but she leaned in and said with a smirk, "Look at him glitching like a busted robot. Maybe if we turn him off and on again, he'll talk normal." Her dad laughed and gave her a high five. I didn't say anything. I just picked up everyone's plates while their laughter echoed behind me from the dining room. 6 months later, she was outside my apartment screaming up at my window. Her sister sent me a message. "Please answer her." That day, for the first time in a long time, I spoke without a stutter. Every word came out crystal clear. Lisa, 27F, and I had been married for 3 years, together for 5. I've had a stutter since I was a kid. It comes and goes, manageable most of the time, but worse when I'm under pressure or nervous. Lisa always claimed she thought it was sweet, endearing was her word. At least that's what she said. Lately, though, she'd been distant, snappy, always glued to her phone, laughing at messages but quickly locking the screen when I walked by. I thought it was just the holidays stressing her out. Her family takes Christmas really seriously. We drove to her parents' house on Christmas Eve, and everything seemed fine. Her dad, Kobe, 58M, was into a football game, her mom was cooking, and her sister, Meline, 30F, and her husband had just arrived. Lisa had been off on the drive over, messing with her makeup in the mirror more than usual. I didn't see the red flag at the time. Over dinner, someone asked about our New Year's plans. I started talking about how we were saving for a trip to Colorado, but my words got caught. My stutter kicked in. Kobe always makes me anxious with the way he interrupts, so that didn't help. Right in the middle of my sentence, Lisa started mimicking me. Not just a little tease, like full-blown mockery. "We're gonna go see Colorado," she said, stretching out the syllables, twisting her face in a way I've never even done. Everyone at the table froze for a beat. Then Kobe cracked up. I tried to smile. What else could I do? I was sitting at her family's table. I figured she crossed a line with a dumb joke, and I'd bring it up later. But then she stared right at me and said, "Look at him, struggling like a broken machine. Maybe if we restart him, he'll finally talk like a normal person." Then Kobe actually slapped her a high five. Her mom looked awkward but didn't say anything. Meline kept her eyes glued to her plate. I quietly got up and started collecting the dishes. I stood in the kitchen, scraping leftovers into the trash, listening to them laugh in the other room. Kobe was saying something about how I couldn't even defend myself, and Lisa chimed in with, "I know, right?" The drive back was dead silent. She stayed glued to her phone, chuckling at something she was reading. When we got home and I confronted her, she just rolled her eyes. It was just a joke. God, you're so sensitive. No wonder people can't stand being around you. I couldn't sleep that night. I kept hearing her voice, their laughter, that horrible smirk. That's when it hit me. This wasn't the first time she'd mocked me. Just the first time I caught her doing it. The next morning, Lisa was in the shower when her phone buzzed nonstop. A message popped up from one of her friends. "OMG, that video of him stuttering was hilarious. Your dad's reaction killed me." My stomach sank. She recorded it and shared it. When she came out, I asked her about it as calmly as I could. She shrugged and said, "It's just my private story. Chill." Like that made it okay. I started digging. I remembered our phones back up to the cloud automatically. I logged in. What I found wrecked me. There was an entire folder of videos she'd secretly taken of me stuttering. Some had captions like, "Hubby Xy has stopped working," or "buffering." And the comments, her friends were in on it. They'd been laughing at me for months. Then I saw texts between her and Kobe mocking me, texts with her friends calling me embarrassing in public. In one message, she told someone, "Sometimes I just say he's mentally slow so people don't ask too many questions." I felt sick. I knew right then I had to get out. but I wanted to be smart about it. So I started planning. I backed up all the evidence, screenshots, videos, texts. I got copies of our financials, our legal documents, and moved them to a small storage unit I rented in cash. I talked to a lawyer who told me to act like everything's normal while I got my exit. Plan in order. So I've been doing exactly that. Smiling. Acting like I'm fine. I started shifting small amounts of money into a new account. Nothing obvious. Still well within normal spending, completely legal. I've been checking out apartments, places Lisa would never think to look. Making a list of what's mine and what's shared. I've been sleeping on the couch, blaming it on back pain. She hasn't noticed, too busy with her phone and partying with friends. Pretending has been the hardest part. I nod along when she talks about the future. I smile when her dad calls. I keep my mouth shut, even though every cell in my body is screaming about what she did. But I'm not giving her a heads up. No warning. When I go, she'll realize what she threw away. I still can't believe it's real. 5 years with her, and I never saw this side. Or maybe I did. Maybe I just didn't want to admit it. All the times she'd cut me off in public. Or roll her eyes when I took too long to talk. All the sudden headaches before meeting our friends. The way she'd answer questions for me like I couldn't speak for myself. That wasn't love. That was shame. Tomorrow I meet my lawyer again. The lease on our place is up for renewal next month. I plan to be gone before then. I already found a 1-bedroom apartment closer to work. It's not fancy, but it's mine. I can move in next week if I'm ready. I keep thinking about that dinner, her laughing, her dad's high five, the way she looked at me like I was broken. But I'm not. My stutter doesn't define me. And soon, neither will she. She'd been going out for girls' nights, and then turning around and submitting the same receipts to her company as business expenses. Not once or twice, at least 18 times over the past year. That's where things got interesting. At work, I'm part of the IT department, and our team handles the back end for the expense reporting system. More specifically, I do system maintenance, and sometimes assist the accounting department when technical issues pop up with reports. I wasn't digging for dirt. It just landed on my desk. Lisa submitted a request to have a few of her expense reports reopened for edits. Standard process says those get reviewed first. I recused myself from dealing with her request, professional boundaries, obviously, but I flagged to my team lead that I had a concern about possible irregularities in some reports. Not as her husband, but as someone following internal policy. I didn't even know if anything would come of it. But my lead passed it to accounting for a standard review, and, well, they noticed a pattern. Lisa had recently told me about a 3-day business trip she was taking, some regional meeting about 4 hours away. She was all excited, said it was a big chance to connect with upper management, packed her nicest outfits, left Thursday morning. The second I saw on location sharing that she was halfway there, I went ahead with the final part of my plan. I rented a small U-Haul, had 3 friends come over, and we moved out everything that was mine. I left anything we'd bought together, the couch, the dining table, the TV. I cleared out my closet, grabbed my bathroom stuff, my computer setup. Took the cat. She was mine before we met, and Lisa never really cared for her anyway. I even patched the nail holes in the wall from where my posters used to hang. By Thursday night, it was like I'd never lived there. The timing couldn't have been better, or worse, depending on which side you're on. While she was away, 3 major things happened. Accounting wrapped up their initial review of her expenses. Our landlord sent over the lease renewal notice. That needed both signatures, and my lawyer finalized the divorce documents. I hadn't planned for everything to line up that perfectly, but sometimes life just sinks. Per my lawyer's advice, I left her a simple note. No anger, no accusations, just the facts. It said, "Lisa, I have moved out and will be filing for divorce. Please direct all communication through my attorney. Contact details attached. I have transferred 50% of our joint funds to my new account and left all jointly owned property behind. Warren. I also emailed our landlord to confirm I wouldn't be renewing the lease, copying Lisa so it wouldn't blindside her. She got back from her trip Sunday night. I know this because my phone blew up with notifications. 7:43 p.m. Where the hell are you? 7:47 p.m. Are you serious right now? You just leave while I'm gone? Real mature. 8:02 p.m. You took money out of our account? My dad says that's illegal. 8:16 p.m. Answer your phone, Warren. This isn't funny. She called 19 times. I didn't answer. Around 10 p.m., her sister Meline texted me. Warren, Lisa is really upset. I know my sister can be a lot, but don't you think this is a bit much? Can you please talk to her? I replied, Meline, I appreciate the message, but this is between Lisa and me. I'd really like you to respect my decision. Monday morning, I was setting up my work-from-home setup in the new place when I got a message from Harper in accounting. Hey, not sure if I should tell you this, but there's drama in Lisa's department. Something about expense reports. Just thought you might want a heads up. I thanked her but didn't explain anything. Not my problem anymore. That same afternoon, Lisa was served the divorce papers at work. I didn't time it that way. The service company handled that on their own schedule once I gave them the info. Still, having legal paperwork delivered to you while HR is grilling you about possible fraud. Rough day. It's been 3 days since then. My new place is starting to feel like home. My cat's adjusted well. Seems happier, actually. She sprawls out in the sunlight now, and she's way more playful. I blocked Lisa on everything but email, since that's the only channel I need open for legal stuff. From what I've heard through mutual friends, Lisa's been suspended while they look further into her expenses. She's claiming I hacked into her work system to frame her, which I didn't. Her dad's apparently looking into suing me, and she had to explain to our landlord why she might not be able to pay her half of the rent. The messages haven't stopped, but now they've changed tone. Monday night. I can't believe you humiliated me like this. Tuesday morning. This is about Christmas, isn't it? It was just one joke. Get over it. Tuesday afternoon. My dad says what you did with the money is financial abuse. Wednesday morning. Please, just talk to me. We can fix this. Wednesday night. I'm sorry about the stutter thing, okay? Is that what you wanted to hear? I haven't replied. My lawyer says I'm fine. Everything was split fairly. I didn't take anything that wasn't clearly mine, and I've got evidence for all of it. Videos, texts, financial records. Do I feel bad about how perfectly everything fell into place, completely wrecking her week? Maybe a little. But then I remember her laughing with her dad about me, calling me a malfunctioning machine and sending those videos around behind my back. Since moving out, my stutter's improved. Not being constantly on edge, worrying if I'm being recorded or mocked. It makes a difference. I've been sleeping better, eating better, breathing easier. My therapist says that's common when you finally cut ties with something toxic. Next step? Focus on the divorce, keep going to therapy, and rebuild. I'm not even thinking about dating again. I need time to heal and figure out who I am without her. A lot happened fast, but it's finally quiet. Looks like we're set to finalize everything within the next month. Oh, and I've started hitting the gym. Nothing crazy, just 3 times a week, simple workouts. Down 12 pounds, sleeping better. It's amazing what happens when you remove constant stress from your life. As for Lisa, from what I've heard, through mutual contacts and occasional updates from my lawyer, she didn't just get suspended, she got fired over the expense report mess. Full termination. She tried blaming me, saying I hacked her accounts, but the evidence wasn't in her favor. She moved back in with her parents for a bit, which, yikes. Eventually, she landed a new job, but definitely a step down. Her dad gave up on trying to sue me after his lawyer told him he didn't have a case. Lisa stayed blocked on everything, except email, per my lawyer's advice. Every now and then, I'd get messages from random numbers that were clearly her. March 12th. Warren, please just talk to me. I'm falling apart here. April 3. I lost my job because of you. Hope you're proud. April 17th. My dad says you planned this whole thing. Was Christmas just the excuse? I never replied, just screenshotted everything and forwarded it to my attorney. Lisa's sister Meline messaged me a few times too. At first, she was totally on Lisa's side. Long paragraphs about how families should work through hard times, how everyone screws up sometimes. But something changed about 2 months ago. Her texts got shorter, more neutral. And then, last month, she actually said sorry. For not speaking up that night at Christmas dinner. Yesterday was a normal Saturday. Woke up, brewed some coffee, played Elden Ring while doing laundry. Around 2 p.m., I ordered pizza and got ready to binge that new sci-fi show everyone's into. At 6:18, I remember glancing at my phone. Then, loud banging on my door. Not knocking, pounding, like the building was on fire. I checked the peephole and my stomach dropped. Lisa. Jeans, wrinkled shirt, makeup smudged like she'd been crying. I didn't open the door. Just stood there, frozen. My heart was racing. She kept knocking, then shouting my name. My neighbors were definitely hearing it. I didn't know what to do, so I walked away from the door, muted the TV, and sat on the couch hoping she'd leave. But she didn't. The pounding stopped. Then I heard her again, from outside my living room window. I live on the 2nd floor. She must have walked around to the grass area beneath my balcony. She started yelling, saying she needed to talk, that it was important, that she was sorry. I shut the blinds. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed. Meline, 6:32 p.m. Warren, Lisa's having a really rough day. She found out her new boyfriend's been cheating on her and I think she's breaking down. Is she at your place? Me. Yeah, she's yelling outside my window right now. Meline, 6:34 p.m. I'm so sorry. She left my place an hour ago. I tried to stop her. Meline, 6:35 p.m. Can you please just talk to her for a minute? I'm worried about what she might do. Me. Not my problem anymore. Meline, 6:37 p.m. She's been in therapy. She knows she messed up. Please, Warren, just 5 minutes. I'm on my way, but I'm still 20 minutes out. I stared at the screen. Lisa's voice was still drifting, up from outside. The whole complex could probably hear her. And then, for the first time in 6 months, I opened the window. She looked up. Face streaked with mascara. For one brief second, I felt that old pull. The urge to fix everything. To help. To be the soft place she could fall. Then I remembered the way she laughed. The way she recorded me. The way she called me broken. She started talking fast, apologizing, saying therapy helped her see how horrible she'd been, how losing her job and the divorce had brought her back to reality. Said she missed me. That her new relationship was a nightmare. That no one got her the way I did. Then she said something that actually made me laugh. She told me she'd never find anyone as patient as me again. Patient. Like that was my best quality. Enduring her. What surprised me most? I didn't stutter, not even a little. I told her, slowly and clearly, that yes, I had been patient. Patient while she made fun of me. Patient while she secretly filmed me struggling. Patient while her dad high-fived her after tearing me down at dinner. But my patience had limits, and she passed them. I told her she wasn't sorry for what she did, only sorry for what it cost her. That this apology only came after everything fell apart. I told her the divorce would be finalized soon, and that this conversation, right now, was the last one. we'd ever have. Her face shifted. The crying stopped. Her voice turned hard. She called me cruel, said I was taking joy in her pain, that I'd orchestrated her job loss just to punish her. That's when I shut the window and drew the blinds. 20 minutes later, Meline texted that she picked Lisa up, said sorry again for everything. This morning, I woke up feeling lighter. I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth. Like I'd finally said what needed to be said, to her face. Out loud. My speech therapist always said my stutter gets worse when I feel anxious or judged. Standing there, looking down at the person who hurt me the most, I didn't feel either of those things. I felt certain. The divorce should be finalized in 3 weeks, according to the last email from my lawyer. After that, I'm taking a week off to visit my parents, my first real vacation in 2 years. Life still has its rough edges. I still stutter sometimes. The kitchen sink has a leak I haven't figured out yet. But I'm healing. I'm moving forward. To everyone who's followed this story from the beginning, thank you. Your words meant more than you probably realize.